Hello, everyone.
I wasn't putting snacks down.
Using snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, welcome to the Need to Know, everybody. This is a weekly deep dive into all the biggest stories you need to know about. Now, as we look ahead to 2018, we thought we would spend this episode discussing a subject we all need to know about: the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which characters will get their own solo films? How will the Avengers evolve or disappear? What new comic book storylines should be adapted? And will Deadpool and SpiderMan ever kiss? You know, Deadpool wants it.
Who would be upside down?
Spider-Man's a minor.
Yes,
Spider-Man's a minor.
We'll talk about all this stuff, but first, I am your host, Erik Voss, and the rest of these beautiful gurus are...
Sam.
Maude, Garrett.
I'm a ghost.
Oh,
Tommy.
I've seen you before.
I looked over to see if Erik was okay with that. He wasn't. Tommy Bechtold.
I don't like ghosts.
That's fair.
Got a lot to feel bad about and regret and ghosts.
I'm a ghoul. I'm a banshee.
All right, well, let's start with our top story, everybody. Marvel Phase 4. Currently, we are in the middle of Phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which began with Captain America Civil War in 2016 and will end with the second of two upcoming Avengers movies in 2019.
Beautiful graphic.
Right?
That's helpful.
Very helpful. Now, Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige has been reluctant to give details about Phase 4, saying that that info won't come out for a while and that he's focused on the remaining Phase 3 movies: Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, and the fourth Avengers movie. Maybe Feige is hesitant to give the titles of these MCU movies beyond 2019 because he doesn't want to spoil which characters will survive these big Avengers showdowns, possibly. That was something that he got heat for in Phase 2 when we all went into Age of Ultron knowing that none of the main characters were in real dangers because we were getting movies after that. It's also possible that Feige is holding off because these rumored negotiations between Marvel and Fox are still secretly happening. Maybe. Conspiracy theorists unite. Now, if that deal ever does go through, it would be a huge, huge game changer. Marvel Studios would regain the rights over all the X-Men, Deadpool, and Cable, and Fantastic Four, and Doctor Doom. It's conceivable that Marvel would have to reboot or could reboot all these major events like Civil War. Anyway, let's quickly update ourselves on what we do know about Phase 4, the limited details we do know.
Cool.
Okay, Feige said that the fourth Avengers movie, scheduled for May 2019, will mark the end of Phase 3 and the beginning of Phase 4. That'll be kind of the turning point. And there are three predictions we can make here, okay? I know I've been talking a lot. I'll open it up in a second. It's very possible that we'll see the deaths of major, the main Avengers in the upcoming movies. Iron Man, Captain America, Thor have all at this point completed their own trilogies. Right? And all four Avengers movies. Add four Avengers to that. Sorry, that's 7 movies for each of them, not counting their cameos in other movies like Spider-Man: Homecoming. That's a lot of Gen 1 Avengers. And 18 months from now, I don't know. You can imagine.
They gotta die.
Yeah, they gotta die off, and they might want to move on with another generation.
That sounds so harsh when you say it.
Yeah, they gotta die.
They gotta die.
They
These,
need to
these
die.
comic book characters have been around for more than decades.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 7 movies? It's time to go.
Yeah, which do you guys think are the most ready to go, or is it time to say goodbye to, move on from?
Chris Evans seems done.
I feel like, he just wants to be done.
Yeah, he wants to be done. Not that he's not done a good job at all.
Put me back in the freezer.
Please, let me go to sleep. I don't want to work anymore. He'll probably be gone. And you can do a fun thing with either Falcon or Bucky taking over for Cap if you really wanted a Cap.
Yeah.
But he's not like a Spider-Man. He's really good, but he's not like a Spider-Man. So you don't necessarily need a Captain America to keep going forward. You could probably Robert Downey Jr. Or he'll be like
They
background.
can't afford him anymore.
No, he costs too much.
Yeah.
He gets billing before the title of the movie comes up. It's insane. Probably Thor because they.
I don't think there's any way they kill Thor.
Why?
After the success of Ragnarok?
Yeah.
No way.
They set up Valkyrie. They set up. Give Korg a movie,
What
man.
is I think Chris Hemsworth what is Chris Hemsworth
no?
losing out on by doing screwing around as Thor for a few months?
He did Dancing with the Stars. He knows what he's doing. All right. He did that pre anything else in his career.
I understand that. I'm just saying, I don't think there's any way. I mean, I'll probably, though, this is going to be like a loop. I'll be like me going, there's no way they kill Thor over Thor's, death.
Dead.
Nah, he ain't dead. He's going to just, get popped right in the beginning of the first movie. Just whoa, he's dead. Oh, my God.
At the end of The Departed, he walks out of an elevator and just gets blasted in the back of the head. Oh, God. Spoiler for a movie that came out in 2005.
I
I think in Age of Ultron, when Stark had that vision, which we're kind of looking at here, I think that was kind of like our first promise from Feige of like, hey, these people can die, and it's not so bad. This isn't so traumatic, right? We kind of want to see some of these corpses, right?
They killed Quicksilver without thinking about it twice.
Right, and we could have killed a couple more maybe there too,
To
right?
be fair, Hawkeye, he's just slumped over, so he's just sad about
Hung
it.
over a little bit.
And
He's like,
Thor's
eating a burger.
sleeping. But the Hulk doesn't look so
I
good, because they're definitely
will-
big.
Definitely.
They're definitely
I
weapons.
will
inside.
riot if we lose. Clint is his first name. If we lose him, I swear to
Important.
I can't. He is most important to me in these movies.
Why
I
is
can't
that?
wait.
Share that.
He's just got a family and a farm.
He does. He's got a farm. He's got to chop the wood on the farm.
So
Someone's gotta chop that
Cardellini's
wood.
got to say lines like, "You need to go stop Ultron" with a straight face. We need more of that. We need more of her trying to like choke those words out. Like, well, let me pretend I'm sending my husband off to fight a robot god.
Yeah. Kang the Conqueror, you gotta shoot an arrow at him, man. Equivalent of throwing rocks. Just throw some rocks at the bad guys.
Oh, I think also Nick Fury is going to be dead.
Yeah.
If he's
He's
not
basically dead.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
he already died once, right?
Bring Coulson back. Finally, he's like, no, you got Age of the Shield's happening. Bam, another pop.
Right.
Just like
Yeah.
pop, pop. Thor,
Yeah.
Coulson down. You're like,
Well, and also Samuel L. Jackson's like days away from Harrison Fording, like being like, "Oh, he's so young, he's so youthful." Oh God, no, he's natural causes may take Nick Fury.
Yeah. Well, there are a few Phase 4 movies that are safe bets, even though they haven't been officially announced yet by the studio. Like, we'll probably get 2 more Spider-Man movies at least, and Marvel is continuing its partnership with Sony, I would imagine there. Tom Holland did let that slip in an interview that it would be a trilogy, and he's like, oh God, I'm a kid. I say too much. They got to stop putting me in junkets. There also almost certainly will be a third Guardians of the Galaxy. It's kind of a no-brainer at this
Yes.
point. And a second Doctor Strange. Director of that movie, Scott Derrickson, did hint that he wanted to set up Nightmare to be a villain in any second movie that got made, and I assumed that there would be.
Do you think that'll be a trilogy though with Doctor Strange?
That's kind of the question, right? Like, it's.
I mean, Thor got 3, and 2 of those are kind of duds. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
but Benedict Cumberbatch,
mm-hmm.
I did it.
Nailed it.
I don't know, like after his profile with Sherlock and all that, I don't know if he would want to be contractually tied in. But if he is contractually tied in, it's already happened, and Marvel owns his soul.
Right. And like Sorcerer Supreme is the title that can be passed down to someone else. So if he can't do it,
Yeah.
you can imagine them bringing in someone else.
Yeah,
why Green Lantern's
little
so good.
strangey.
Yeah.
Like bringing a little strangey.
Little Strange.
Take a little urchin off the streets. By the way, I'm not expected to live into Phase 4. Just so we know. Like, they're like, I might get 2 of those movies under before
This
my
got really sad.
I just visualized this like teenage kid sneezing though, and he just gets his goatee, and all of a sudden he's like Doctor Strangey, little Strangey.
little strange.
I could see I mean, I think.
Sending computer monitors
Yeah.
away from porn. Nothing. There's nothing to see here.
Yeah, I mean, Strange easily, storytelling-wise, has plenty of room for multiple movies. I think Benedict Cumberbatch, once they show him how many zeros he's got on that contract, he's not going to say no. Like, they're just going to throw money at him, especially
Bottom
if they
line,
freed up some
Cumberbatch.
money from bottom line. Yeah, and I think Guardians, all those actors are probably going to be on board for as many as they can to work with Tim Gunn. That just seems like they're having a blast on those movies. There's no
And
reason
James
not to do
Gunn. They make it
Tim
work.
Gunn.
I would
All
love
right,
a Tim Gunn
Guardians,
movie.
make it
I
work.
got one half of the name.
But Tim
Okay.
Gunn is the mentor, isn't he? On
Your
Project
challenge
Runway.
is to
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
a ship out of beautiful fabrics.
Little
and
known fact,
present it
Tim
to
Gunn
me.
is consultant on everything they're wearing, right?
Just like Stanley.
Yeah.
oh look, we can't all be perfect. I
We'll
did
have
the
a Tim
same
Gunn
thing.
cameo in the
It's just
in
him
the third
going
one
like
for
this.
sure. He'll be one of the other elders of the universe. And then for sure, yeah, I mean, it'd be super fun to see more Spider-Man. I mean, we talked about what would the names be, right? So we had Homecoming. Is there going to be a Spider-Man graduation, a Spider-Man
Oh.
The Kanye
first
albums.
year?
Spider-Man, I'm on government allowance. Can't afford to work.
Yeah.
Too busy cleaning up the scum on the streets, you know?
Exactly.
Scumberbatch.
We can definitely look forward to those. But there are other MCU properties that could get more movies, but it's going to depend on how successful their upcoming Phase 3 movies are.
You got the giggle.
I'm fine.
All right, for example,
Cumberbatch
I think
just
we
got
can
me.
assume Black Panther will be a huge hit in
Yes,
February.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I think Marvel's going to want to give him sequels in Phase 4. Same goes maybe for Ant-Man and the Wasp. We'll see how that one does. But for Captain Marvel, it seems like another character is being positioned to take over the franchise. But who do you guys think? Who do you want to be the new Tony Stark of the next phase?
That's-
forgotten about Ant-Man and Wasp.
Oh yeah, it's
Like,
coming out.
I literally bug sprayed,
It,
swept it under the
it
rug.
goes Avengers third, Deadpool next month. Following month, Ant-Man and Wasp. It's the July release. It's. I totally forgot about that.
Everyone, even the back monitor forgot about it.
Yeah.
It could end up being a surprise hit. I don't know. I'm super excited to see T'Challa in Black Panther. I would love for him to be the new.
If he
front
was,
man.
that'd be insane, and
Yeah.
not like good. It would be amazing, but he just it's the reason why Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. works is because it's Robert Downey Jr. Give us somebody that can just like has this huge presence when he comes on, even doing small roles. Even Spider-Man, it's just like, yeah, this just feels right. This is the world we're in. It makes sense. So
He's like the father of it all, and he's
Yeah.
got that authority and that presence, and
and since he's a king, let's see him bring that like presence. Give him like help, whatever.
I say Hawkeye should be the lead.
Hey, he's done it plenty of times.
Also
Yeah.
in Logan, man, Hawkeye's one of the only ones that is still alive after everything's gone down.
That's
Spoiler.
true.
He's got a farm.
Whoops.
It's chopping wood, staying
He's
fit.
got a family.
Well, speaking of RDJ, let's actually, or no, that's not speaking of RDJ. It's a later topic. My man, Tim Gunn just threw me off. All right. As I mentioned before, many do believe the possibility of merging movie universes are still in the works. They create a few interesting paradoxes if those Marvel Fox worlds ever combine. For example, Josh Brolin plays Thanos in the MCU, but he also plays Cable in the upcoming Deadpool 2.
Kanos.
So this will be our trivia question here that I want to ask you guys. Okay, so
Yeah.
over here, right?
Oh, let's not forget if the Fox and Marvel with our friend Chris Evans.
Oh yes, that is
Johnny
another one.
freaking Torch, thank
That'll
you
be
very
another,
much.
Johnny
I think that's
Torch.
related
How did
to the
everyone
question.
forget about that? I had such a
Okay.
crush on him.
Well, actually, so that is one of the answers that you could write down here.
Oh, good note.
Besides Josh Brolin, what other actors have crossed over between comic superhero cinematic universes? It says name as many as you can in 30 seconds. We won't start the 30 seconds yet, but Chris Evans, is another one. So besides Josh Brolin and Chris Evans, write down as many as you can.
Can I get one of those
Yeah.
sniffer sticks?
Yeah, you should. AKA Sharpie. Write down as many as you can. 30 seconds starting. 3, 2,
I've got
oops,
mine
1.
blank.
Now, go for it.
That's not including Kong, is it?
If you can make an argument for it.
I'm just copying you. I'm cheating. Sorry. Everyone's seeing me do it, so I just had to call it out. I just have a mind blank. As soon as there's a time pressure on something, I've got no idea what to do. And the best thing about this is that while I cheat, I'm actually talking during a 30-second blank. Thank you. What else we got? Really? Where? I don't even know.
And that is time.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay, so and put your name on it, and we'll put it down there, and we'll get to the.
I want to put one more.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank
Tie
you.
goes to the runner.
What?
Everyone gets to put one more.
No way.
So we can jump. Okay, the person who names the most obviously will win. The most accurate ones will win. We have a
Santa.
master
I
list.
should've
What we
put
think is the master. Santa. I just remembered another one. Damn it. Whatever. Okay, so the person who names the most will win. We'll get the honors of saying the goodbyes. Maude is just writing something that doesn't look like a name. And we'll get to the person who wins. We'll get to say our names and Twitter handles, however they want. Pick on a
These are
character.
great. You guys tried these?
Oh boy. We're sending the wrong message. The loser who names the fewest or things that are not names.
I meant they write great. They
will-
write so smooth.
Oh man, as soon as you try and make me the loser and you read my answer, it's gonna make you guys look bad.
They're
but
going to suffer
whatever.
some horrible fate that we'll get to later. Okay. While we're on the subject of emergent superhero worlds, one popular Marvel Comics series that has yet to be adapted to screen, which has a lot of fans hoping to see it some version of in Phase 4, is Secret Wars. That is a crossover series in which a cosmic entity known as the Beyonder teleports a number of Marvel heroes to Battleworld to fight against their will using a bunch of alien weaponry and technology. It features the Avengers, the X-Men, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, pretty much all the Marvel characters, including villains like Ultron, Doctor Doom, Doc Ock, and a later Deadpool comic actually retconned him into the Secret Wars as well. well. The Wasp caused all the other characters to forget he was part of it.
Yeah, I like that. That's clever.
So I thought it'd be fun to use this for our Pitch Me segment, guys. Let's assume Secret Wars could be adapted into a Marvel Phase 4 movie. Let's also assume that these Fox Marvel deals go through, and that the X-Men, Deadpool, and Fantastic Four could be part of it as well. I want you guys to pitch me what crossover Battle World matchup would you like to see in the Secret Wars movie? Who do you want to see
it's
fight?
like Secret Wars is superheroes meets Hunger Games.
Basically,
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me back in the pitch room. I realize we haven't been
I always
able...
forget. Like, I always forget that you're not supposed to be here.
I want to thank you for having me back in the pitch room. I know we haven't used any of my ideas yet. I'm not taking that personally. I know some of the projects are in development. Let me tell you about my favorite part of Secret Wars and what I want to see. I want to see the fight between the Thing and Johnny Storm because after Secret Wars ends, Johnny Storm returns to Earth with the Thing's girlfriend, who they have since broken up, and they get married, but she's actually a Skrull in disguise. So I want them to hash out being married to the same person or being in a relationship with the same woman. And also during Secret Wars, Colossus and Kitty Pryde break up. So I'd like to see like a Bobby Drake, Iceman, Kitty Pryde, Colossus, kind of like battle for the love of Kitty Pryde. I'm all about the relationships. See, here's the kids love romance, okay? I think we need a little more young adult romance in these things. We need a space between us. We need whatever that Shawshank Redemption. No, what was the one where the kids
mentioned the space between us so many times.
No. The
I'm gonna let you bury yourself.
what was the one where they all had they were all sick? They were all gonna die.
This Fault in Our Stars.
Fault in Our Stars.
That hilarious movie. Yes.
I think we need a little more Fault in Our Stars in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know what? Because we all have faults and we all love stars. So sign up
That's
for
what that's
Stardust.
about.
Time for Stardust, yeah.
Anyway, thanks for letting me pitch. Glad mine was the worst again. And
You were the
all
first to
good
go.
ideas.
Already the worst.
I would like to see matchups where it's like I see what I liked about this is going way back to Justice League, but seeing Superman and the Flash have a race like that for me is exciting.
Using things that are not just fighting, but like other skills. They have. Yeah.
So
like loving.
what if we? That's true.
That is a powerful skill. A lot of people don't have it.
So if we had like two similar powers going head to head, so all the flying superhumans go together, and they'll have like a flying match.
What about the lawyers? Matt Murdock could
out-litigate each other.
I don't hate it. I think that could be quite.
How do we get out of here? Bring the lawyers. Get out of here.
Bring the lawyers.
But like
Legal
Hulk,
Johnny Cochran, Matt
Hulk
Murdock.
versus the Thing. Could be like Battle of the Brawn. You could have who else can? I'm using this. Who else? Can anyone else teleport?
Classic matchup: Hulk versus Wolverine.
Strange
Classic. You
versus
could
Strange
get that
Colors.
for the
Great
first time.
Yeah.
I think let's name our favorite superhero movie on 3. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic Four. 2. Rise of the Silver Surfer is my favorite.
Original Daredevil.
Best part of Elektra. Best part of that movie is when Johnny Storm, for some reason, can absorb everyone else's powers.
Oh, yeah.
What I'm thinking is
The
Peter
road
Parker gets everybody's powers. He's getting Hulk's powers. He's getting Wolverine's powers. He's getting an Iron Man suit. He's got Cyclops' eyes things. He's got the
How?
Thing rocks. Colossus also metal. He can turn on the flames. He can teleport like Nightcrawler. He's got wings like Wasp. And he can shrink.
How does he get it?
He touches something. He literally, that's what
the
the
Silver
human.
Surfer,
He touches the
yeah.
Silver
Wait.
Surfer, and because of the space cloud god, and then he could get all the other powers.
Oh, that was my other pitch. It was going to be on the planet, and the planet was actually was it Galactica? What's his name?
Galactus.
The plan Secret Wars is just Battle World. Is what
No.
Galactus.
Who is
Galactus is
the
Galactus.
Oh, the in the movie. Yeah,
the one who
Galactus.
eats planets.
Devourer
So
of
you
Worlds.
fight- thank you.
said it.
Galactus.
One more time.
Did I say it right
It's
the first time?
Galactus,
No.
you
What did I say the
guys.
first time?
Galactica.
Galactus.
Gattaca.
I go too fast. I
Love
like
that
the game.
movie. Yeah.
What?
Galaga. Yeah.
Isn't there a game, Galaga? Anyway, so
Smashes
there's the fight is happening on the planet while he's coming to consume it, and if you don't have a winner, you both get eaten.
Or like Ego versus Galactus.
That happens
That'd be-
all the time, and it's awesome. But don't do big space cloud. Do giant man with fork for a head, and he's just.
You're like a meatball. Yeah. I want to see Venom versus Hulk, just because I would love to see some kind of version of that battle where you have like the brawn version, but also the mental battle of like Banner versus Eddie Brock, like in the mind, kind of like chicken, Like people on the bottom level are fighting.
Well, it's like
the top
every
level are
minute,
fighting.
ding, they switch back. Ding.
Yeah, they switch back. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a tag team match.
As we learned from Thor 3 Ragnarok, the Hulk's at the wheel and Banner's in the trunk of the car now. Okay? They're not co-pilots anymore.
I would really like. They did a sequel to Secret Wars called Secret Wars.
Great title.
Again, they did it again.
Secret Warses.
But it was really cool because what happened was the multiverse exploded and they took chunks of it and they tried to make a planet out of it, and it doesn't like survive. It can't last for a long time. But you had different universes all around, so that would be a cool way to have the weird Sony properties like Venom and everything like that. That's one thing. Then you have your MCU, then you have your X-Men, maybe both versions. Bring back the old versions again for some reason. You have Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman there. You can have Deadpool over here. You could have who's left? Fantastic Four. Figure that out. Just figure that out as fast as you can. And then at the end, it all merges together into one big goop, one big planet. You can do one
let
big
us
planet.
know what goop you would like to see in the comments down below. You can tweet
send
at
your
us.
goop
yeah.
to us.
Yeah. But let's move on to our next topic, which I'll lead you guys into by the numbers. I have two numbers that for you guys that I found interesting: 409 million and 242 million. Okay, those are not just random. Those are just numbers that look aesthetically pleasing to me. Those are the amounts of money made per Marvel movie on average with Robert Downey Jr. and without Robert Downey Jr.
Wow.
Right? Okay, so in other words, these 7 MCU movies with Tony Stark in them have made an average of 409 million each.
Wow.
And the 10 without him have made an average of 242 million each. Now, these are domestic box office numbers, by the way, not global, but they're pretty much reflected in it's even amplified when you start going internationally. It's no question that RDJ is Marvel's biggest star. It's why he's consistently one of the top paid actors in the world currently. To be fair, his movies have tended to be the bigger tentpole events of the MCU, like the Avengers movies, Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming. Meanwhile, the Guardians movies and Thor Ragnarok have proven that there can still be successful MCU movies without him, for sure. But if Marvel plans on parting ways with Robert Downey Jr. at any point in the future, at the end of Phase 3, maybe the plan to pursue a Phase 4 without him, will they lose money as a result of that? Is there anyone else in the MCU who can rake it in like RDJ?
That's real tough. They're really trying in the comics right now with Riri Williams. That's a hard name for me to say. Female Iron Man, but it's Ironheart, and they're really trying to push that hard. You had Don Cheadle, and then I don't know if they still want to use him because he's not like working really well. But that's also a name and a presence that could work. They just have totally butchered his character, and it's a big bummer. But he could have been someone that would have like taken up the mantle and done a good job.
The original though.
No, he wasn't. There was a whole
Terrence
thing
Howard
with that.
back.
Yeah.
Just bring him back as Terrence Howard.
Give the fans what they want.
People have been clamoring for Howard.
Hashtag not my war machine. Yeah, I think if they want star power, they merging with Fox might be part of the reason why that's happening. It's because there is potential new star power that they could do that with.
They've got Jennifer Lawrence still tied in at an awful contract that she hates.
Tom Cruise always sells like he always does, but it would just like be weird.
Though? The Mummy, the last one.
Oh, I mean. But I mean, like, I get why they did it. And also, I'll go see every Mission Impossible movie. I saw Edge of Tomorrow because of him, and that was a really good decision because that movie was amazing. It was a really good movie.
I didn't see it because of him.
Oh. Well, usually he sells really well, even though he's like...
But in the mod market, he does not sell high.
I'm feeling good about, I mentioned Black Panther, T'Challa. I think that will be a big hit. I hope it becomes a crossover hit because, like, he has, like, kind of the Stark angle of, like, having a suit that is manufactured with all kinds of different elements to it, but he also has this, like, rich backstory and mythology to him that I would love to see that be kind of the face of Marvel now. That's just me.
Steve Carell.
Yeah.
What?
As anything. Mole Man. Be a Mole Man. Mole Man, yeah. That's all I got, guys. Yeah.
I feel like there's a window open for Robert Downey Jr. to make a good chunk of money into his like late 60s, popping into these things like as a like mentor, kind of like basically extended cameoing in these, where it's like he shoots 2 weeks. And that's all instead of 6 months.
The new Stan Lee kind of standing there.
He becomes a cameo. That'd be lovely.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston also could pull off like I don't think he has the same star power, but he could have the same
Lex Luthor
presence.
20 years ago?
It would have been amazing. Even now, because Lex Luthor's his age is all over the place.
Never too late. Yeah.
And you could de-age as much as you like in CG.
Yeah. It never looks weird.
No, it's so fun.
All right. Well, let's move on to another possibility of Marvel Phase 4 that I'm really looking forward to talking about. about. Will Phase 4 finally see the rise of women in the MCU, right? Many believe that the success of Wonder Woman over in the DCEU has made it possible for Hollywood studio executives to give more female characters a chance to star in their own solo films. Now, of course, before you start getting mad at me, Marvel has already had Captain Marvel in the works for a while now. Wasp is now sharing top billing with Ant-Man. There are a ton of other powerful ladies that have already appeared in great roles in the on-screen MCU. Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, Valkyrie, never gotten their own movies, but hopefully that may happen now. Some have proposed an adaptation of Lady Liberators, in which Valkyrie in the comics leads an all-female team of Marvel heroes, including Black Widow, Wasp, Scarlet Witch, and Medusa, who's never appeared in a movie before.
It's a bummer that Medusa's just got ruined on that TV show.
Yeah.
It's a big old bummer.
Yeah, from the Inhumans, yeah. There are others who are pushing for a She-Hulk movie, which would have the bonus of allowing Marvel to put Hulk in future movies, considering a different studio still owns the rights to any solo Hulk movies. And She-Hulk is an amazing character who's retains her sense of humor and her wit that I would love to see in a movie. Anyway, do you guys think that Marvel should go in any of these directions, any particular of these directions?
Well, there should have already been a Black Widow movie.
Yes.
There should have been a Black Widow movie
No-brainer.
5 years ago. And now it feels like if they do a Black Widow movie, they're tacking it on in an attempt to kind of placate fans, being
sure,
it's the same way they didn't do enough toys. I mean, there should be. I would like to see a Black Widow movie anyway, but why hasn't that happened yet?
Yeah.
Why was she always left out of the 6-pack and they put the bad guy in?
Yeah.
The Ultron is the perfect example where it was
Yeah.
all of the Avengers in Ultron except for Black Widow.
Yeah.
So you get the bad guy.
And Scarlett Johansson has proven she is one of the 8 or 9 people in the world who can truly open a big Hollywood movie.
Right.
She can do it. Give her a
Ghost
movie.
in the Shell, and what was the other one where she was
Lucy.
yeah, it's like Limitless, but for Lucy.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see how Captain Marvel goes, especially because Brie Larson sounds very dedicated to involving herself in the superhero arena. The fact that she wants to direct her movie, I think that's a great step in a good direction, because I think Wonder Woman couldn't have been Wonder Woman without a Patty Jenkins. And when I hear things like Taika Waititi saying, I would love to direct a standalone Black Widow movie, I'm like, yes, but you'd be amazing. I just think you need a female to direct a female hero.
Yeah.
Because we've seen the difference that it makes. Just look at Wonder Woman in her standalone movie and look at Wonder Woman in Justice League.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
And they can roll the dice. They can take a chance on maybe an unproven director. They did that in Phase 1 of the Marvel movies. Not all these directors had produced. Joss Whedon hadn't directed a full, huge superhero franchise movie before, and he made it something great out of it. He was the best thing to happen to them. So there's plenty of great female directors out there. Well, not plenty, unfortunately, but there are enough that they can hopefully use to open the gate to even more female directors.
No, it'd be really cool. You need more, and I think team up movies are a good way to sell and get people in the seats. Also, as a way to to introduce people to new characters. You could have an all-female team. Lady Liberties is one that's cool. I know there was some rumors that Tessa Thompson tweeted out that did you mention that they pitched a movie already of a female team? They already pitched it.
Right. That is in the
That's
works.
up
Yeah.
against Margot Robbie, who wants to take Harley Quinn with Poison Ivy.
Which that
Gotham
would
City
sell
Sirens.
billions. That would do very, very well. But no, it would be amazing. You have a lot of really cool characters. I think America Chavez, who's really big in Marvel right now, she's the paramedic of the multiverse, which is an amazing title. That could be a lot of fun,
Yeah.
and girls could look up to her. I mean, she's one of my favorite characters to read right now. I don't know. There's a lot of fun they could have in Phase 4, and I think team-ups would be really interesting, and just picking the characters that haven't gotten the spotlight. They could have done basically Atomic Blonde, that kind of spy-type story, because she, I don't really remember the movie, but I think she was a Soviet spy as well, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the thing. You could have done that with the Red Room and everything like that. It would have been really interesting. But no, yeah, you're right. They totally missed the boat on it now.
They should still do it by all means.
Right,
I'm
it's not
saying they
too
shouldn't do
late,
it.
but
It just is weird. It feels like it's a missing piece movie. There's been other movies that we didn't maybe need rushed.
Yeah.
Well,
that we have this.
The other thing is Marvel's established itself very successfully by building up the solo storylines and providing rich experiences in solo movies, and then bringing the team together. And it's everyone had theirs, except her, really. Well, they had team ups as well, the Hulk tried and denied, but that was that was the only piece missing, and it could have been done then. And now I think freaking Hollywood's going to say, how old is Scarlett Johansson now? Ooh, could she? Do people want to see that? And we're like, Amy Adams is still Lois Lane. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's
Come
never.
on, man.
Yeah,
Come on,
I think the
man.
Marvel brand is strong enough to sustain any kind of risk. Just speaking to the studio executives who are just looking at this as a bottom line thing. You have the strong brand. You can afford to take a chance because we saw DC do it with Wonder Woman, which that should not have been a chance that was taken. That should have been like an obvious no-brainer, sure bet that should have been done decades ago. But the fact that like now it's finally happening, let's just like jump on board. I mean, we're probably preaching the choir. I don't know. I always feel weird telling like studio executives how to do
all
their
the people
jobs.
who watch are like, no, we want no female-driven movies.
Right,
we want no male. We want
Right.
robot-driven movies.
But She-Hulk, though, I mean, everyone has
yeah.
pitched this before, but like as a Netflix series, she would line up really
great.
well with like Luke Cage and Daredevil and Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
It would be really
Jessica
cool.
Jones versus She-Hulk.
See, it'd be really cool, and but it's a bummer because of like that Marvel's not really looking at the TV side of it. One of my favorite runs of the Avengers is Luke Cage leading them, and it's really cool. Jessica Jones is a part of it. SpiderMan's a part of it. Hawkeye Ronan is a part of it, who doesn't use a bow. He like fights hand to hand. It's really cool. You have Iron Man, Cap. You have a bunch. Oh, you have Bucky Cap. You have Bucky as Captain America in there. It's really cool. But it sucks because I want Mike Coulter to be in the movie, and I don't know if they'd ever do that transition.
He's big enough a star.
Although I think this could be, I might just be lying. I feel like the Netflix Marvel actors are signed to like they can't refuse to be in the movies.
Oh, is that what their contract
I feel
is?
like there's like some sort of thing where like if they are like we're gonna call on you guys because Netflix is like prestigious to like cameo, like they can't say like no, I'm only on the TV show. Like their contracts include options to appear in the movies. I think.
What would you prefer, that where it's the same consistent characters in both film and TV, or what DC's doing where they have separate runs of CW TV shows and then completely different characters playing the movie version?
If they didn't say that this was a part of the whole same thing, then I wouldn't care if there were different actors. But since they said this is all of the same universe,
Yeah, they reference the events that happen. The timeline is the same timeline.
The Netflix TV shows are so cinematic in their own way. Like they're basically movies that are 13 hours long. Like, so
painfully sometimes. Yeah.
Exactly how long are these?
all I'd say is if that kid who plays Danny Rand isn't the Iron Fist in Avengers 7, I will
Finn Jones and-
freak.
Yeah, Doctor Strange is there going, oh, what have I done? And they're like, thank you.
Oh my God, he can't talk and he's wearing a full face mask the entire time. Who is it?
He's the Knight of Flowers again. I've made him another character. Loris Tyrell.
Let us move on now to our Need to Know lightning round.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
where
I'm the god of thunder. Here comes some lightning bolts.
All right, we're gonna hit each other with some rapid fire off the questions. I hit each other. I'm just gonna hit
Don't-
you guys.
Don't touch me.
Yeah.
You're just gonna deck me. I'm gonna take it.
And you guys tweeted us these questions. Thank you so much. We have to answer them in a limited, timely fashion. I have to ask them, hopefully, in a timely fashion. And make sure to tweet us for our next video. We'll tweet out and respond with the
Yeah.
questions you want us to answer.
Yeet.
Here we go. Okay, Maude,
Yes.
what obscure 90s reference would you want on a shirt? That's from @RyanFaroki.
I've got, I
Five,
had one. What's
four,
that? What's
three.
the one that Joey was like,
How you doing?
no, not from Friends.
Oh.
Joey Lawrence.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yes! That's what came to my head.
Easy one.
Whoa.
Don't know what's that.
Great question.
Okay, here we go. What,
That's obscure,
Sam,
buddy.
what song from @DannyBoy, what song would you like to listen to for the rest of your life? One song.
The one?
One song that you get to listen to for the rest of your life.
Well,
If you say the Ghostbusters,
the Ghostbusters Walk the Moon remix, not the Fall Out Boy remix. And I have to.
I knew
I
it
have
unfriended
to.
him forever.
Bustin' makes me feel good.
yeah, that's so
Yeah.
bad. That's so bad.
Lightning Tommy Amelia JK tweets, "What is love?" And someone already responded that, "Baby, don't hurt me." So,
Oh, damn it. I was
yeah.
about to steal my line.
Love is a concept that we've been taught by people older than us as a way to keep us monogamous in relationships. It's false. It's not based in
Lightning.
any sort of reality.
And,
If you
Lightning.
feel
Yeah,
love, listen, I sit in my wedding dress by a fireplace every night as I raise my young daughter and teach her to never love. And it works for us as a family. If you don't mind, I'd like to just talk for a few more moments.
for it.
here.
Yeah, you
She's
get all
been
the time.
bringing around this young stable boy recently who has leather boots and calls Jax knaves, and we just don't approve of him.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Is this starting to be the Princess Bride synopsis?
No, I think you're having not
Stable
so
boy?
great expectations about what I'm talking about.
Oh.
So it
You know I
was.
can only talk
Pip, my
fantasy.
friend.
That's
Okay, for myself, @Edwin M. Lilybridge says, "What movie or series or TV series characters do you identify with the most?" Probably all the Minions.
Oh.
Do you identify? with
Oh.
Wow.
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 Identify? Oh, I thought it said hate.
Wow, what a weird, wow. And I thought my answer was garbage.
I just imagined you made up of a bunch of those little things.
You just don't speak.
I have a little, like in Men in Black, there's a little alien inside. I just have a little in my ready over to say.
Love is important. I was just kidding. You should
So
love everybody.
blame the minion for Tim Gunn, not me.
Oh no.
Okay. Well, let us move on to,
Yeah, the 50
I believe. Thank you, by the way, you guys, for tweeting all these in. We very much appreciate it. Now let's move on to our 15-second shout out, where each of us gets 15 seconds to shout out, plug, or ramble about anything we want. Sam, why don't you begin?
Mom's brought this up before, but I'm going to call it Super Mario Odyssey. I beat it really fast, and I've been replaying it over and over again. It's amazing.
I just rewatched The Last Jedi, and so I'm going to use my 15 seconds to just say watch it again.
That's what I did, though. I watched it 2 times before it came out, though.
3 times.
2.
Just watch it again and
you
again.
Watched it? Oh, I've only watched it
Yeah.
twice. Damn it.
Shout out to holiday music, huh? Let me tell you my top 3 of all time.
I
Wham's
hate-
Last Christmas. Okay.
Christmas,
Elton John's
I
Step
didn't
Into
know.
Christmas.
I don't know that
And Paul McCartney's whatever that one's called.
Shout out to Reliant K's Christmas album. That's going to be like
Yeah.
5 of you in the comments, all the Christian rock fans.
Yes.
Okay,
Of which there are many.
Let's move on. Return actually to our trivia question that we
good.
asked earlier. Ooh, this will be fun.
What?
Okay, so let's redistribute the cards here. I'll give you. I'll take mine. Who's Trick Daddy?
Oh, that's me.
I'll take that
That's you?
one.
Okay, and then that's Sam's, and then you want to take
Great.
mine. Okay, great. Okay, so just to remind you guys what the question
So
was. Besides Josh Brolin, I guess Chris Evans, what other actors have crossed over between comic superhero cinematic universes? Name as many as you can. Okay, so let's start down the line with Sam, and you're
Trick
reading
Daddy.
Trick Daddies.
Yeah.
Trick Daddy. I got
No.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
J.K.
Hold on, you have to
Simmons.
say both the characters that Ryan Reynolds was.
Well, you
Yeah.
didn't.
You
Oh,
didn't-
I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
He played Hal Jordan, and he played Deadpool, aka Wade Wilson.
Yes.
Both versions.
J.K. Simmons.
He played J. Jonah Jameson and Commissioner Gordon.
We have Seth Green.
He played Howard the Duck, and then the guy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Is that a comic universe?
Yeah,
I guess
come
so.
on, it's a
Yeah,
comic.
He
we'll
was Green
count it.
Hornet.
We'll count it. Yeah.
Green
No,
Hornet.
that was
No,
That's
Seth
Seth.
Rogen.
That was Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Oh, who
Yeah,
are
Seth
you?
Green.
Oh, Seth Green.
Oh.
Who else was he?
And then finally Benicio del Toro.
He plays the Collector, and then he also plays the guy in Sin City that's a talking head.
Oh,
that
yeah.
counts.
That's
carries
good. Yeah,
him,
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. All
Okay,
right.
so I have mods. We have Chris Evans.
Yes, Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, and Cap.
Yep.
Okay, and then Michael Keaton stolen, probably off of mine.
Yep, I stole that one completely. Yep, but I admitted that I stole it.
What,
So-
what was he?
Oh, that'd be Batman and Vulture.
Yep.
And if you really want to get technical, he's Birdman.
Yeah, and then, but you're welcome for keeping the show entertaining.
Ah!
Yeah.
Well,
well,
you're
thank
welcome
you.
for keeping the show entertaining while all of you were thinking and not speaking for 30 seconds.
You absolutely did save the show there.
Well, we put it
Yeah.
in the stuff, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
And then Mod, who do you have mine?
Oh, I have
Nerd.
I'm an IMDb. Michael Keaton, Ryan Reynolds, Jennifer Connelly.
Okay, so we have Michael Keaton, Ryan Reynolds. Jennifer Connelly was in Hulk, but she was also the voice of the unit of Peter Parker's suit in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah.
Lawrence
that one too.
Fishburne.
Okay, so he is in the upcoming Ant-Man and the Wasp, and he plays Perry White in Batman vs Superman.
But he
Yeah, The
hasn't done it
Matrix,
yet.
too.
Not yet. So does that count? I don't know, Judge. Does that count?
Yeah, it counts.
He hasn't
Yeah,
done it
that's-
yet.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck,
Yeah, obvious one. Yeah, Daredevil.
you
Yeah.
already-
Batman.
Bruce Wayne. Yeah.
Daredevil.
Original Daredevil.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Eric.
It's an Eric. He's
Oh.
the Watcher,
Oh,
who's in the
okay.
background of all these movies.
Good job, Eric.
Yeah, I put myself in my own in these movies.
I
See
got
myself.
backwards question mark AM. Sam.
I just go.
He said Michael Keaton.
You
Not-
just copied two.
Not familiar with his
Why
work.
didn't copy? I was looking at my own paper. You looked at
Ben
his.
Affleck,
Uh-huh.
Ryan Reynolds, Jennifer Connelly. Now,
Do you
I'd
know
like
how
to point out.
Do you know how I know you cheated?
How?
Because of how he responded with who Jennifer Connelly was in the second one. You went, oh yeah.
No, I didn't say. Oh yeah, I said
did.
because
went,
I.
"Ah!"
Yeah, he did. You're
Mine
getting
were
the guys
the most
mixed up.
interesting. I
Use
mean, I
your
had
word
some-
the
mine were
most interesting.
diverse.
Yeah, for sure. Just to give you guys a sense of some other interesting ones. Tommy Lee Jones, who is of course Two-Face, and he's in Captain America: The First Avenger. Tom Hardy.
And Men in Black, technically. That's
James
Tom.
Forrest. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I
Halle
should've
Berry
got
played
Tom.
Storm and Catwoman.
I should have got Tom.
Yeah. and-
Benjamin Bratt was in Catwoman and in
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, there's a ton of these. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was in Batman vs Superman, and he was in Watchmen, as
Yeah.
well as Patrick Wilson was in Watchmen and the upcoming Aquaman.
Patrick Wilson's
This is a whole
pretty-
bunch. So judges who won. I won. Yeah.
Ricky Voss.
It's almost like
always
these
wins.
questions. Yeah, there's a pattern here.
Wait,
huh?
how many did you have?
And, I had 5.
Oh.
And who's
Nice.
Mod?
Oh.
Mod.
Okay,
Mod.
great. So
Gosh.
the way
no
this is
good
gonna work.
deed should go unpunished.
What
Yeah.
good deed? You copied off him. You didn't do the thing.
No,
Okay.
I was talking on a broadcast.
They
So
put on
I'm
an
going
animated
to
show.
I'm going to
Sorry
do our
if my-
goodbyes in a bit. But Mod, we're going to quickly run through the remaining Marvel Phase 3 schedule. As a loser, the trivia question, you have to read these. And at the end of each movie title and release date, you have to come up with an oh-so-clever review headline that will be written about that movie
If
when
I
it comes
can't
out.
think of names when there's pressure, how the hell am I? All right, let's go.
Uh-huh.
Okay, first up.
Black Panther will premiere on February the 18th, 2018. Wow.
Yeah.
Well done, yes.
Great.
I hate you all. Avengers Infinity War will premiere on May the 4th, which is not supposed to be a Marvel date. How is May the 4th not going to be a Star Wars anything?
Yeah.
May the 4th not be with you, Marvel.
Sick burn.
Thank you.
Adam.
And the Wasp will premiere on July 6th. Sting.
Yeah.
That joke was a
Because of
sting.
the six?
Yeah, no, it was a joke because it's like a bee. Like I gave it one sting and now I die.
Yeah, you're really bumbling through
got it.
this. All right.
Please help me more. Captain Marvel will premiere on March
It's a bee joke.
8th, 2019,
Ah.
which means by then I should be about 24.
Wow.
And Avengers 4 will premiere on May the 3rd, which will be the 4th in the Southern Hemisphere. Probably not. Again, they stuffed it up. I need to have a chat with Marvel about their release dates and like missing out on good puns, just like I've been missing out on all the good puns during that because I've been so angry. It wasn't funny at all.
We know who will
There's a
cheer
moment
us
of
up.
clarity. Thanks, Dan.
I got someone who will
Whoa,
cheer
whoa,
us
whoa,
up.
whoa, whoa.
Oh, because it's the end of the year. It's time for the New Year's baby
Oh,
to
no.
say our goodbyes.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
That's not who I thought it was going to be.
Why do you keep participating in these games, knowing that you're going to win, knowing that this is going to happen?
I want to thank our host, Sam Bashor. He's my friend. Erik Voss. Thank you. You'll get your guns right sooner or later. Maude, Garrett. I thought your jokes were funny. And Tommy Bechtold, sing me a lullaby.
God. Usually you have to pay money to see Eric do
someone's
this on cam. This is
Yeah,
crazy to get this for
someone's
free.
excited by this. Good on you.
Someone's gonna be watching this on loop.
New
I'll
Year's
sing your
baby
lullaby.
When does he go to
going to
baby
bed.
voice?
Have a good 2018. Comment down below and tweet us at New Rockstars using the hashtag @NeedToKnow. And like this video, share it around, and subscribe to New Rockstars
Yes,
for
share
deep
it.
dives into stuff you love. Thank you to our panel here, guys. See you next week and perhaps in the new year. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye bye.
get funny
That's
by
your
then.
final thought. That's your final thing on this year. That's the cap
Bye.
on it. That's
Bye.
the
I love
And
you.
the first thing of 2018.
I love
Yeah.
you so much. Goodbye. I love you.